So.
Okay, well, we can go ahead and get going. So,
Okay.
of course, I'm Miss Washington. This is Language Arts 7.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and log in to what the students will log into. So I'm going to put something up on the slide here. This is called a pair deck. The pair deck is going to allow the students to interact with what I am doing.
Okay.
So when they come into the classroom, this is the screen that's launching right now that they're going to see. And they're going to go to joinpd.com. And if you would like to go there now, you can see it how they see it.
Okay. Which one gonna open?
And then they're going to put in a code. And I'll give you guys that link in the chat.
Just type in joinpd.com.
Yeah. So this is exactly what my students do when they come into the classroom.
Oh, I think you put the code in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's right there.
I see Emily hanging over the shoulder there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so it's Jill Cow. It's Jill Cow? I thought it was Jill Cow. Okay.
So this is definitely taking the students a little bit to get used to, but they've been doing a fabulous job. Today, all of my 7th grade classes came in very quickly and were able to get moving.
Sure.
I see I have 2 students in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get the students into the pair deck, they view the presentation on their own screen. So they can look at the meet and see what I'm doing, or they can look at it on their tab. And this allows them to look at links that I give them and also to answer questions. So if you guys click there, that will take you to a Padlet, which is a common way that we do warm-ups.
Okay.
So when the students see a Padlet like this, you could do this or not if you would like to, but they would click the plus sign and answer any questions I give you. The only thing to note with this is if you want to tell me about your child, everyone can see what you said. So be kind. Anything private can, of course, go in an email to me.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to tell, especially about him. He's self-explanatory.
Got a great personality. I've already noticed that. So a little bit about me. I'm actually a Leesburg native. I grew up around Harper Park. I went there in Heritage High School before I went on to James Madison University, and I got my bachelor's and my master's there. I came back to Smarts Mill, and I've been working here for 4 years. But this is my first year teaching both 7th and 8th.
7th, 8th, right? Okay.
One thing that you might hear from the kids, I talk about the Capitals all the time. So I'll let them know if they are a Penguins fan, they can kind of keep that to themselves. We don't talk about it. But if you're a Caps fan in the family, I'll listen.
Okay.
So as we are going through our slides, after I give them information, a lot of times I'll give them a virtual slide. So this is one of the slides they might see. If you look at yours, you can draw on the slide and give me your opinion. So this might be something I do if we're talking about how do you feel about the assignment? Are we okay? Do we have any questions? Or even, are you ready to move on? And whenever the students do this, I can always show them what their classmates are thinking.
Oh, cool.
One thing that I really liked this for is all of the students process at a different pace. So one thing that's been really great about Pear Deck slides is I can wait and let all of the students get an answer in. Whereas in the classroom, a lot of the times the students will see a very quick student put their hand up, then they'll stop thinking and they won't even try to come up with an answer because they know somebody else has got it. So that's one benefit to this virtual environment.
Okay.
We got more responses. All right, we're all feeling good.
We're good, yes.
This is another option that I give to the students. In this case, they would type the answer in. Like just like the last one, I can always show them, or I'm sorry, this was a multiple choice. I would show them on the slide what we are thinking.
Okay.
This one I've generally used at this point to get opinions. We did one on like what's your favorite food, but we've also done this one as like a little bit of a refresher after we go over new information. So my focuses for this quarter, other than learning in the virtual environment, we're going to be talking a lot about vocabulary, grammar, theme. We're doing an author study, and then we're going to be working on personal goals. So for vocabulary, we have 2 vocabulary lists for the quarter. The first one is just an academic vocabulary. The students have been slowly getting these words. Right now, we've got 3 of the 10, but they can find all 10 already listed in the vocabulary section of their Schoology. So they can reference it at any time, but right now we've only talked about 3. We are also going to be doing root words. We have not yet started that, but with the root words, we're going to be learning a list of 10 words. We're going to be learning, why do we care about root words? How do we use them to find the meaning of unknown words? With grammar this year, we are going to do more of a student-directed approach. Do you guys know the program No Red Ink?
No, I do not.
Okay, so I can share, see, this makes it a little bit easier. If you want to look back at the meet, I can put No Red Ink up on the slide here. Let me get it open.
Okay.
So No Red Ink is our grammar program. I'm going to say you as a student. When students come into No Red Ink, they're going to see a series of assignments here. The first thing that you'll see here is a pretest. What do you know? So the students should have already completed this one. When they go into the test, they generally get sentences, and it's going to ask them to either fix something, to add something, or to select something. So right here, they want them to select the proper noun, and they would submit their answer.
Okay.
So this is a pretest, so it wouldn't affix anything. But in the other lessons, when the students come in, they answer the question, and if they get it incorrect, the program then gives them a lesson and lets them know what's going on. So what we've done this year, I'm just going to kind of show you guys everything here. The students took a pretest, and based on that pretest, I told them where I want to start with their grammar program. So they have a No Red Ink checklist, and they're responsible for completing 3 items on the checklist, 3 sections on the checklist, I should say. So if they need to start with capitalization, they know that they should complete capitalization, identifying parts of speech, and components of a sentence. So all of the students will be starting where their particular needs are. Not all of the students need capitalization. Not all of them need parts of speech. So when they're on their No Red Ink, they will see 6 assignments, but they know that they should only be completing 3. And this will be due at the end of the quarter. So they have, they can take their time on this one. It shouldn't be too stressful for them. For theme, this quarter, we are going to be working on a literary essay revolving around theme and how we show theme in a story. This is also going to be related to our author study. This is something that's new to the 7th grade this year. We've given them 5 authors. The students just got to start exploring their works today. We're going to be looking at Gary Soto, Langston Hughes, Walter Dean Myers, Judith Ortiz, and Jacqueline Woodson. Her name was slipping by me. So the students will be looking at their short stories and their poems, and they're going to be looking into the author's backstory to see how that might shape the way that they show perspectives in the story. We'll obviously be using those to look at theme and tie it to the paper. So it might seem like a lot, but everything's going to be tied together with a couple of different products that the kids can produce. So you can ask them about, they just started looking at those authors today, though. They don't know much about it. And then the last thing that we have here is I'm trying to focus on goals with the students this year. I'm slowly getting through student conferences. So I know I've gotten through Caven's, but I've not gotten through Bryce's or Emily's. When the students meet with me, they are going to set both a reading and a writing goal. They are completely in charge of what they want to do. Basically, they can choose whether they want to have a goal about improving or about something they want to do. So for example, some students with reading say that they would like to be able to identify more vocab as they're coming through. So they want an improvement. But some students who read a lot and read well say, you know what, I've gotten into a rut and I only read science fiction. So I want to try to read a historical fiction book this year or this quarter. And that's completely up to them. So with their filling out their goal sheets, they identify how they're going to know they get in the middle of the quarter if they've made progress. And then how are they going to show me, their teacher, at the end of the quarter that they accomplished their goal? And I'll be conferencing with them again in the middle and at the end. So that will be a little added thing that the students are really going to have to work on their own. And they'll be reminded about that as the quarter goes on. So this is the last kind of slide that the students might come across. We do, which aspect of class are you looking forward to for your student? And they can just type in an answer. This is another way that we've been completing warm-ups. Today we did one on what do they know about characterization, because that's the term we went over yesterday. Oh, it looks like I did not put the question on there. I intended to put the question on there, I apologize. I'll have to fix that for the next one. But that is basically our class for now. Of course, maybe it'll change if we go back to school, but not much should change. Do I have any questions? That was a lot.
It's not a lot. I don't have any question. Thank you very much for the information.
Of course. If you guys do have questions as we go throughout the year, it's going to be email because we're virtual. That's the best way. So anytime between 8:30 and 4, I should answer. Though I will note, especially in this virtual environment, I am less likely than ever to answer when I'm in the middle of a class because I can't really pop over that tab. So it is worth noting that I'm planning from 10:40 till 12:16. So if you email me at that time during the day, I will definitely answer right away. But at any other time, it might take me an hour. Other than that, if you would like to meet virtually, you can always contact me or Miss Broad for a conference. We can conference virtually with all of your child's teachers or just one-on-one or with the dean and the counselor. We have a lot of options for you if you feel like there's more that needs to be said. Well, with that, we're pretty much right on time here. Are you all comfortable